Alrighty folks, I'm going to do part 2 right now. I just downloaded a video, E minor pentatonic, adding just the F sharp note. So I always stress this in any of my videos. Learn anything on the whole fretboard. Anything. If it's a G chord, you know, find other ways to play it. At least a few others, you know, don't be limited just to the one. So the key of G major is E minor. So I'm watching the clock. So anyways, learn that. Then the last video I just did, I added in just an F sharp note. And then you'll... What? Alright, so all we did was add in the F sharp. Then you get creative with that, you know, that kind of almost heads towards Dorian, but you still could end up, if you put a C note on, add a C note to that, it'll be at natural minor, which would be mainly speak the key of G major. It doesn't mean it has to be, but it leans towards that. When you got a full E natural minor scale, there's your F sharp, and then your G, your C. That's E natural minor. If you start at the G note and play it, you hear your full G major. I just made up a song just with the key of G / E natural minor. Those are your chords in that key. G major, A minor, B minor. So anyways, I want to get off the key of G because I'm going to Dorian right now. So I apologize for going down that unnecessary rabbit hole. We're going to just add in a C sharp note now to the E minor pentatonic that we've added a F sharp to the last video. Now we're going to add in the C sharp. right? So that now it's going to be with that C sharp and the F sharp to the E minor pentatonic. And then so now it's a full E Dorian, and what I just played, all them blocks, it's the key of D major. That's what it is. If I play E Dorian, watch what happens when I play that same scale and I start with this note here. Listen to this. E Dorian is D major. E Dorian is also B natural minor. No. It's also a Mixolydian. And then it's G Lydian. You can hear that Lydian sound. So when you learn your do, re, mi, in scale, the diatonic that I just went over with this E Dorian, which comes from D major. I just played all the modes of D major pretty much. G Lydian. That's a Lydian sound. No. And then it would be F sharp Phrygian. All I'm playing is all the notes of D major, which is, this is E Dorian we're talking about mainly, but I'm throwing in all the modes in D major. It just means I'm starting with the F sharp of that. E Dorian from D major is just a second note of D major. That's your Dorian. You start with the D. And you can hear it plain as day. You know, that's where they got the sound of music, you know, from that type of stuff, you know. A lot of metal or dark stuff, heavy stuff, that's that Phrygian mode. That's a lot of times what they're using. And then so if somebody had a groove and I saw that the chords they were using, even with the metal stuff or whatever, I just play it, and it was that F sharp Phrygian flavor. I just play all the blocks of D major and lean towards the F sharp note of that, you know. Well, anyway, so there you go. E Dorian. everywhere it is. All the blocks of D major is where E Dorian is. F sharp Phrygian, you can play there, but lean towards the E note and you'll hear the E Dorian playing. So whenever I play this, I create a chord progression or a song idea, then I can know what scale blocks I can go find stuff that'll work. So if you take just that and you just don't go E to E and you hear all these other things, like say, what? You know, that F sharp note I'm leaning toward, that Phrygian sound could be played over a D major chord. Sounds beautiful. That's where all these melodies come from. When you learn the do, re, mi, you know, and master it in one key, and then you get used to what the block shapes are, you can move it to any key. So anything I hear, I can sit here watching a commercial and go, that sounds like F major 7 to G, C major, and I'll put it on, and that means I can play these certain modes to it. I'll put it on, put the amp on and play and go, sure enough, I can hear it. But you can't hear them when you learn them and you play them. Now you're hearing what they sound like. So instead, don't just go to, like in D major, you don't do everything but go D to D. Play the notes from D major, but go from the E to the E. Go from the F sharp to the F sharp of it. And you'll hear all these other modal flavors from the next note up, G, and then A, and then B. And if I play to if somebody has a track or I create one that is B natural minor, you know, from the key of D, I would avoid playing the B note. Yes, I'm going to go to it, but I would avoid going from B to B to that. I want to make it interesting. I want to play the other notes to that. You can just do that for a while. I'm playing here's the B note, but I'm focusing on the D and the C sharp. And I would tend to go to that F sharp note. To F sharp to A to that while somebody's just going. To that B. Killer. But the most vanilla, boring thing to hear, to go hear someone play, is when someone's playing the B and the guitar lead player is going B to B. Boring. I mean, it works. And actually, you would want maybe go to that after you do all this other stuff, the not going to it, and then you go to it, and it's like, kind of resolving. You're keeping tension on it by not going to it. And then go to it. Well, that just play to one chord. Just put it in a looping machine. And just play to that for as long as you can and find as many things as you can to say to it. Then go to your B. You know, do as much of that other stuff as you can, and then come to your B, and it's like, you know, you got the makings towards a hit song, you know.